Dick Goddard Weather Center. Another windy and gray day in Cleveland. How about that? No surprises here, right? We're heading into December, first couple days of it, and we're seeing pretty steadily decent temperatures. I'll call it that, that's for sure. But of course, today was very gusty, and our temperatures have been falling throughout the day. And the wind was the #1 issue with our forecast. However, I do have more rounds of rain and some more gusty conditions on the way as we head over the next 8 days. No real extreme signs of cold. However, we could start to see a wintry mix in the forecast. I'll show you when here in a second. Let me get you up on Facebook here. Give me 1 second. Let me know you guys are watching. Let me know if you're enjoying your Saturday, if you have your Christmas decorations up, if you're doing anything fun for the holiday this weekend. I know there are several events going on around the area. The one I was just looking at was Circle Fest, which is in it's on the east side of Cleveland. It sounds really cool. They've got ice shavings of big ice things. They shave them down into different shapes and stuff. I know that's not what the proper term is. But yeah, so that's something that you might be able to do tomorrow because we actually have some pretty decent weather. First off, though, let's talk about these wind gusts we had today. A lot of people woke up to no power. If you woke up late, we had issues with that in Cuyahoga County, several other counties as well. So these are just some of the peak wind gusts we saw, Fairport being 66 miles per hour. And of course, we had that wind advisory, which is now expired. It expired this afternoon. However, wind chill is still a factor this evening. Temperatures are in the low, mid, even upper 30s. However, it feels about 10 degrees colder in some areas. Now, as far as where we typically sit this time of year, let me go ahead and pull up our almanac real quick here for you. So a high 56, of course, that was early this morning. Sculptures, that's what it is, ice sculptures. Someone commented, thank you for that. But our low was 32 so far. The temperatures are falling in areas. Most places are seeing, the mid and upper 30s. We hit the high of 56 earlier today. Now, as we go ahead and take a look at our wind gusts, not expecting real gusty conditions as we head into the overnight hours. Tomorrow it'll be pretty breezy once again, but skies will be dry and we'll get some sunshine in there. And some people are even reporting they still don't have power in places in Geauga County. Wow. Hopefully they can get that back up for you guys here soon. I'm not expecting wind to cause any more outages. Like I said, winds are going to be dying down overnight. We'll get breezy through tomorrow afternoon, but nothing as intense as we saw earlier today. And we did also have some rain showers move through with that cold front that pushed in early this morning. Totals didn't add up to much. Our western counties even sat dry, but the eastern fared a little better as far as getting some moisture on the ground. Here's a look at satellite and radar now. So the cold front has passed. It's headed over the east coast into the Atlantic there. You'll notice down near Albuquerque, though, there is some more moisture developing. Now, what we're going to see is kind of this pattern of repeated systems move through over the next 8 days. So first, let's talk temperatures. Of course, we've got the cold air kind of rushing in from the northwest, not expecting us to get down to the teens and stuff, but tonight we will see the 20s, and tomorrow will be pretty chilly. We're not going to make it out of the 30s. So for tonight, your lows, looking around 20 to 25, just depending on where you are, but it will feel like the teens in some areas because it will be breezy, not gusty. Winds coming out of the west and northwest. Here's a look at what happens over the next several days. Now, this is kind of a closer picture for you and also a more detailed video futurecast of what we're expecting over the next couple of days, a more detailed model. So on our Sunday, plenty of sunshine, as I mentioned, and even Monday, really most of the day will be dry. However, late Monday, our next batch of rain rolls in. This will be coming out of the south, so I'm not expecting a major temperature drop with this system. As we get into our Tuesday, temperatures really will be 40s to 30s, and then Wednesday we'll see even some 50s in there as well. But here's a broader picture. This is a further out extended model for you. So there's that system on Monday. I mentioned kind of a repeated pattern of these rain showers that roll in, however, not really tracking any extreme cold. So most of these systems are going to contain rain, meaning Monday into Tuesday as well as Wednesday into Thursday. Friday, we start to see that colder air sink south just a little bit, which each of these systems are coming out of the south. They're dragging in some warmer air. However, Friday into, looks like really Thursday into Friday and then Friday into Saturday, the overnight moisture could hold some wintry mix in there. I'm not expecting it to be widespread and, you know, putting inches and inches of snow down. This is still several days out, but right now it looks to be pretty on the border of that changeover of rain to snow. And then by the afternoon, our highs are in the low 40s, which is, of course, not snow weather. But we have a couple mild days ahead. Sunday is going to be chilly, although it will be sunny. It's not going to quite feel very warm. Overnight Sunday into Monday, cold again, then late Monday into Tuesday, we get our next rain chance. Milder weather for both Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before temperatures drop back off into the 30s and 40s on Thursday, and then steadily in the low 40s to close out the 8-day forecast. All right, if you guys have any questions specifically about your forecast in your neighborhood, let me know. Again, we just have some rounds of rain that will pretty much all be coming from the southwest to the northeast. So these percentage of precipitation that you see here, that's for everyone. It's not necessarily, we don't have any major lake effect snow events where the west will be dry and the east will be snowy. It's just kind of a broad brush that we see these systems coming out of the southwest over the next 8 days. All right, well, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm tonight as it will be chilly, and enjoy that sunshine on your Sunday.